What do you think your best defensive game was as a team this season?
Best defensive game. That's tough. I'd say it just depends on what you mean. Like, is it stats? Because that's probably the first Rams game. We held them pretty well. But if you're talking turnovers, we had 2 pick sixes the first game of the season. We did well against Carolina, just containing them, in a great bat. I'd say between Tampa, Carolina, and the Redskins game, but that was just kind of a mud bowl, and just wasn't a lot of offense period. So we played some great games in the playoffs that weren't as close as the score really indicated. So I'd say we saved our best for last. So the last 2 have probably been our best.
Jimmy just said that he can tell the team understands the moment, and he seemed to really believe. Like, what do you think that means, and do you feel that too?
Yeah, I think they understand it, but they also aren't. I don't know how to explain it. Just they aren't overwhelmed by the moment. They appreciate it. They understand that this is the last game of the season. This is for everything, but it's not as much of a sense of pressure as it is as a sharpening of a knife. You know what I mean? Everybody's really sharp. Everybody's really detailed. Everybody understands how sharp and detailed you have to be to win this game, and you have to be on it all the time. Like I said before, there could be any one play that wins or loses you the game. And I think our team understands it.
Sorry, I apologize if you haven't been asked this.
I'm not going to ask her.
Well, we couldn't get Jimmy to shut up. You know how he is.
Yeah, he's talkative.
He's going forever. The tweet you had about the blood test. What happened? When did that come through? And you said that this
it just came through this morning. And they had tested me after the NFC Championship too. And for the P test, you kind of get multiple of those if you haven't taken them during the year. But for the blood, it's so rare that you get them, and I've never gotten them. I can almost honestly say I don't think anybody's ever gotten them in back-to-back weeks. They'd say that the chances of that happening are infinitesimal, but apparently they're not when you're me. And the chances of them happening back-to-back weeks of the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl, are probably astronomically low. But here we are.
So why were you the big lottery winner?
You got to ask the league. I don't have these questions. I didn't pull the name out the hat. You got to ask the league. You ask them, and they'll probably have some odd response.
Played Super Bowls before. Do you have your perspective on this one because it's with another team?
I have a new perspective just because my son gets to watch this one. He didn't get to watch the other ones. He was inside the belly in one of them, and then he was swimming around in the other one. But that's a story for a different day.
Rich, a question for you. Speaking of children, so I understand that you are now an Xbox champion, sir?
Yes. I won the game this week. I was the best of the worst. Me and Travis were struggling through that game, but I was able to come out of it with a win.
I heard that the clinching moment was a pick six by you.
No, it was a pick six by Adrian Colbert, and they didn't update the rosters. So, AC, you did it for us. Appreciate you.
Well, listen, now a lot of people may not know that was a big charity event. You guys ended up winning 50 Xboxes. So tell us just a little bit about the growth of your foundation and what you've done, because growing from I think like 50,000 when you started, over $1 million now you guys have put out.
Yeah. I started with 50,000, 60,000 that we had put in, and we're well over $1 million, $1.5 million of money raised, and we use all the money outside of the money for the cost, because we've thrown some big events at like stadiums, and you got to pay for the cost of the stadium. But outside of that, all the money's gone to scholarships, school supplies, homeless supplies. Whatever we can do to help food for the homeless, gifts for homeless families on Christmas. It's such a big world, and there's so many people that need help, and obviously, we can't help every single person in the world, but we try to help as many people as we can. We get more requests than we can, answer. But I think that's what it's about. I think it's about helping as many people as you can with the resources that you're able to do it with. And if everybody helped one person, 2 people that were underprivileged, that were disadvantaged, that fell on hard times, I think the world would be a better place, and we'd have less of that. And that'd be my only message, and that's the reason we do it. That's the reason my wife and I and my brother and my family, we all do what we can to help and pay it forward, because that's what we're here for. If I ever fell on hard times and a hard luck, I would hope somebody, would reach out and give me a helping hand.